All right, so today we're going to talk about graphing parabolas. And the reason why we're going to do this is because we're going to go into quadratics or graphing parabolas for the next couple weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you enough stuff here where it should, this will be for both worksheets today. First one that you should have is something like this. And this is what you're going to be dealing with is graphing ones that have x squared. So you have a set of axes, and on the worksheet it'll have this for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, one of the ways you could do it is if you have a graphing calculator, you could type in y equals, and then type your x squared in there and hit graph, and it should graph it for you. If you don't have a graphing calculator, one of the things that you're able to do is you could put in random numbers for x and then find the y's. So something like if I were to put -2 in there, -2 squared is 4. So that's an ordered pair of -2, +4. -1, -1 squared is +1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1, and so on. So you could plot those ordered pairs like so. -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and then connect the dots. That'd be a way that you could do that. Okay? And some of the things that they're going to ask you is they're going to ask you for what we call a vertex. Now, what a vertex is, I'll use a red marker here so you can see it. But the vertex is that low spot or the high spot. Okay? It's the minimum or the maximum. Okay, so for this particular thing, it would be a minimum because of the fact that it's a low spot. So that would be what the vertex is. The other thing that it's going to ask you for is the y-intercept. I'll put this in blue so you know the difference. The y-intercept and the x-intercept. And what y-intercepts are, they are nothing more than where it crosses the y-axis. In this particular case, it would be 0. A lot of times it's the constant that's back here, so you look for a number back here. If there's a plus or a minus and then just a number without a letter, that's understood to be the constant or the y-intercept. Then the x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. This one you might have to do a little more work on, and we're going to do with that more later on another worksheet. So for these particular things, once you get some, you'll kind of figure some of these out, but this would also be 0. Okay? So that's actually number 1 on your worksheet, just so that you know that that's how we're going to graph ones like that. Then some of the other ones that you're going to see is you're going to have something like this where it's got x plus 2 squared minus 3. And for those types on this worksheet, just so that you know, this is kind of going back to what we did in Algebra 2 quite a bit. And that was if there's a number on the inside when you're adding it, that's a shift left 2. And when you're minusing on the outside, that's a shift down 3. So if you think back to what we did in Algebra 2, for those of you who had it, those parent functions, the one that I just had in the last problem where it was x squared, that's the parent for all these. So let's pretend for a minute that I'm going to put the parent on there, which is this parabola that comes in here and goes back out. It's the exact same parabola as the first question I put on there. The vertex is right here at 0, 0. But according to what we had here with left 2, so 1, 2, and down 3, 1, 2, 3, we'd have a dot here, and then we'd make that exact same parabola. We'll have that exact same parabola except for now in a different location. So that's another way to look at it is this, if it's a plus, moves it left, minus moves it right, plus moves it up, minus moves it down. Okay, so if you see that in the worksheet, that's something that that you'll have or could use instead of just plotting points. Another thing that might show up is if you have f of x equals, let's go -2 x squared. This negative actually means that it reflects. So that will then flip it over. So instead of opening up, it should open down. So I'm going to put opens down. And this number there, if it's a number that's higher than 1, it's a vertical stretch of 2, meaning for us that our parabola should be narrower. Okay, so when you stretch something vertically, like up and down, you're pulling it, causing it to be narrower than what
Hey,
it
got a new
is.
QB.
Okay, so
Got a new QB.
for this one, then since if this is the parent that comes in here like so, then I gotta flip it over and stretch it, and it should be something like this. Okay, so as far as the first day's stuff, and the first worksheet, this will cover the first three pictures. So when you do an assignment, make sure that you are you can do it on a separate sheet of paper, and then just upload it to me through Google Classroom. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you later. Bye.